Oh yeah, Hickok45, displaying the power of the 357 Magnum. We all know, I mean, if you have studied this much at all, if you've been around firearms, that the 357 Magnum is a proven round. It's been in police holsters and civilian holsters for many, many decades. Nobody really questions it. If you study the ballistics, it's very, very effective. One of the most effective. In fact, the 125 grain 357 Magnum round is really considered to be more effective than the 45 ACP, I believe, by most standards and most studies. So, pretty cool. Not a lot of capacity, but does the job. Be nice if somebody would make this in a higher capacity firearm, like a semi-automatic. Oh, get semi-automatic capability, maybe with the same power, and you know, with nice, maybe double the capacity. Wouldn't that be cool? Of course, you have to make the round a little shorter, probably, and kind of an automatic case, you know. Something like this. Yeah. Like the 357 SIG round. Hey, somebody did it. Cool. Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about the 357 SIG and the 40. All right. Now, get ready. I'm not going to get into the cartridge and caliber ballistics religion that everybody does and tell you how horrible one of them is. Because they both are good. The 40, you know, I mean, it's pretty well proven too. And I know that the 357 SIG is. They both work. They both work. Basically anything, 9mm up works. Even a 380 with new cartridges, new bullets, you know, the higher tech bullets. They work, all right? I mean, as well as any handgun almost that we can expect to work. Handguns, with a handgun, you're underpowered for self-defense to begin with. We all know that. It's as several people have said, whether it's Jeff Cooper or anybody else, a handgun is just something to get you to your shotgun or your rifle, right? Or maybe get you out of a mess. So anyway, with all that in mind, let's just talk about the 357 SIG and the 40. I'm giving you my impressions, basically, and then from what I've read, a little bit I know about it, what I think about it. I've demonstrated and shot both of them. And there are some advantages to both. There are some negatives in my book, maybe to both, I don't know. But just to give you something to think about, if you are perhaps right now looking for the perfect caliber to carry, you've been reading the forums, getting all the wisdom from the forums and then getting confused, right? You're not sure which way to go. Well, we've all been there. We're all still there in a lot of ways. You know, I can start reading, I know Masa Youb is a big defender of this round, for example. I read some of his writings on it. You know, it makes me want to carry it because he's somebody I respect a lot. And same with the 40. I can read about the police shootings or any kinds of shootings with the 40 and how effective it has been, you know, in the years that it's been so common, you know, and particularly, well, not just in use by police, but everybody. So, it is a dilemma in a lot of ways. Let's not beat around the bush too much here. Let's just talk about some things. What are some of the advantages to that? Now, if you didn't know, the 357 SIG is basically a 40 case neck down, as you can see, and it's faster and it's lighter. And again, it was designed, and I think it was in 1994, to kind of replace and to give what I was joking about early on, a 357 Magnum performance in a firearm like that. That was the goal. You know, that's hot. Okay, it's there you got a 357 and an automatic that has, ooh, look at that. You've got 13 rounds in there, and you can have 15 rounds with a full-size model if you want to. All right, so that was kind of the purpose of it, although a lot of the 357 SIG ammo is loaded down to where it's not as powerful as that best 357 Magnum ammo is and was. Still pretty stout. Okay, so you see a lot of state troopers carrying this round, partly because it's known to be good for penetrating barriers. That's one of the reasons. It's got a flat trajectory. A lot of people will tell you it's got a low recoil, you know. And it sort of does, but it has a lot of blast. Let me take a couple of shots, and just to remind us what it does feel like. Remind me. Now, I don't know if y'all can tell at home, but there's a lot of blast there. But it does shoot well, no doubt about it. Let's go on over there. see, shoots a little bit above point of aim. Had to bring her down a little bit, and I just happen to have a little more ammo. But it's a hard hitting round. Ooh. I'll just keep throwing the ammo. Feels good. Let's try it up close here. Let's go to the gong. Oh boy, you can see it moving. Hits it pretty hard. A lot of blast, a lot of blast. Woo, I feel like before I shoot it, I've got to really get my ears, in tight, okay? So a lot of that recoil, it is a lower recoil probably. It's just, oh, the blast, wow. Because it's fast, it's a fast round. So it shoots well. I just don't shoot it that much, but it shoots well. Now there are some negatives. It's expensive. If you're a 357 SIG person, you're determined the ballistics of that round dictate that's what I'm going to carry. It's what I know it's expensive, but that's what I'm going to carry. It's going to be my caliber. I was telling John earlier, we were talking about that. You show me somebody who is a 357 SIG person, they just have gotten into firearms in the last few years and they chose that as their caliber. I can probably show you someone who hasn't shot thousands of rounds, let's say own a bank. Because it's expensive to shoot. There's a lot of blast involved. To me, it's not as much fun to go to the range and shoot. And quite honestly, that's one of the criteria for me in choosing a firearm, a carry, caliber, whatever it is, and the gun. I want a gun that's fun to shoot. This gun, this Glock 23 size gun, a Glock 27, you can send me off to the range with a barrel of ammo for a couple of days with either of those firearms, and I'm happy. We'll shoot long range, short range, do drills, whatever you want to do. They're just great shooters. Have a lot of fun at the range. Now with a 357 SIG, I don't know, it's just not as much fun to shoot, to go out. To me, like the blast is incredible, okay? I mean, it's not incredible, but it's a really significantly increased blast when you fire it, all right? So that's one of the negatives is the expense, because it's not just the money. It's what else it means. It probably means you're not going to shoot as much. You might not even enjoy, going to shoot 300-400 rounds, whereas you normally would with a little bit lower pressure cartridge. Okay, one of the negatives, as I see it. 40 caliber magazine will work, but it needs to be a certain follower. The number or the newer design or something. I don't know. And I'm not sure what number. I knew it at one point, but I've kind of forgotten what it is. So 40 magazines will work. And at the range, it wouldn't really matter if you had a hang up. But if you're going to carry it, they're not totally interchangeable unless you make certain you've got the same follower, and maybe even the spring. I don't know if it's a follower mainly on that. So all of my magazines are suspect, I think, because a lot of them are older and that kind of thing. So I lost some of that capability I thought I had. That's just, to me, that's a negative. I was of the impression any 40 caliber magazine I have, 357 SIG, no problem. But there are a few problems. Got to have the right follower. And so now, as I understand, the 357 SIG magazines are interchangeable. So if you're planning to do this and have the switcheroo going on with your collection, your guns, you don't have many magazines yet. And I think I'm correct that you're probably better off just buying nothing but 357 SIG magazines, because they work for 40 or this, of course. All right. So you don't have that problem when you're going from 357 SIG to 40. But when you're going to 40 to 357 SIG, it needs to be either a brand new or newer magazines with a different follower, with the right follower, okay? So that's one of the issues there. Negatives like the recoil and the blast. The 40 is just a little more comfortable to shoot. I don't know what it is. You got a heavier bullet, and it's a more pleasant recoil, even though it does recoil. It just feels better to me. I don't know, it's more like a 45, but it's still kind of snappy, of course. Let's put him back in the holster here. And let's just shoot something here, like that thing here. Whoa. 40 is just hard to beat. I mean, you get a little bit of snappiness even with 40, but you really get, whoa, blast out of that.